I know what it's like to lose, to feel so desperately that you're right, yet to fail nonetheless. Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And now it's here. Or should I say, I am. Welcome to the Black Order. I'm your host, Kuyo, with your co-host.
Oh, shit. I forgot to hit the control. I'm going to change it from push to talk.
We are professionals here.
We're the only best of professionals here.
Now tell the people your name.
My name is Foster, y'all.
All right. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about our league play. We are in a Marvel Crisis Protocol League. And the name of it is Atomic Winter Marvel Crisis Protocol League. It is an 8-week league, and we are in week 6 right now, correct?
Yeah, we are in week 6, and I actually did not realize this was called the Atomic Winter Crisis Protocol League.
Oh, yeah.
I get the Atomic one.
Well, reading is fundamental and fun.
Yeah, well, it's not like I teach it or anything.
All right, we'll get back to you with the beginning of our show, and it's going to be works in progress. All right, Foster, what have you bought? What are you working on?
Well, I mean, bought's a strong word. I bought a lot. Let's just say that. All the Inhumans, and I've got it in my mind that I want to make Ronan good. So I saw Ronan was on Inhumans, so I picked Ronan up as well.
Gotcha.
And I mean, by default, I got Drax, but it's Drax.
He'll never see the light of day?
He'll probably get painted at some point.
All right. What have you been painting?
Actually, I was working on... Who did I paint last? I worked on Ant-Man. I got him finally painted up. And I got She-Hulk done a couple weeks ago. And my She-Hulk inadvertently looks like Mario.
Yes, I remember the Mario She-Hulk. Very nice.
Mario She-Hulk. I was like, man, I want a combination of Fantastic Four and her normal outfit. And it somehow turned into Mario She-Hulk. And I've started priming up the Inhumans, but I got to take a little break because I use rattle cans, and it is mighty cold outside right now. Mighty cold.
Yes, if you're not aware, it is freezing here in Texas, which is very un-Texas-like.
We don't know what to do. I just know that I'm afraid. I went to HEB yesterday, and I think that people were already starting to set up road warrior gangs. So,
well, if I remember correctly, 2021 was the start of the Thunderdome, so it makes sense.
Yeah, witness me.
All shiny and chrome.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we do with the Inhumans. We just paint them all chrome, so they're all shiny and chrome.
I know you started assembling them. Have you painted any of the Inhumans yet?
No, not yet. I've got them all assembled. I finally also today assembled Star-Lord. I've had him sitting in his box for like 2 months now.
Well, we won't talk about piles of shame because I have a box of most of the releases just sitting here.
What?
Yeah.
What have you been doing?
Not painting Marvel Crisis Protocol, apparently.
Apparently.
Well, if you really want to know what I'm doing, I randomly painted Hulk. I'm not sure why I'm painting him, but I just had this urge to paint green.
Because Hulk is awesome, that's why.
Also, I'm working on a Corvus Glaive and Proxima Midnight for a client. Going to try to knock them out since we're going to be snowed in Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, possibly Wednesday too.
Yeah. I also painted MODOK just randomly again, and I was like, ooh, I really want to play MODOK because he's a death machine.
Yeah, so he kind of plays into what you want to do.
Yeah, but ironically, I'll probably never play him unless I'm getting the 20 threat card, but it's nice to have him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you always got to have a contingency plan.
Yeah. And I also painted Black Dwarf, and I was really excited to use him for the league. And spoiler alert, I haven't used him yet.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. He's just hard to fit in.
Yeah, but he's so pretty.
Yeah. Well, mine I actually made him. What is his name? Doomsday from DC. I was like, it don't make no sense that this boy is orange in the comics. I'm gonna make him. I would make him black. His name is Black Dwarf, not Orange Dwarf. His name is Black Dwarf. And then I realized why they did not make him black in the comics.
Because he looks exactly like Doomsday.
He looks exactly like Doomsday with an axe.
Well, I tried something different with my Cull Obsidian. I used Vallejo's the Shifter paint. So his armor has like this silverish blue green tinge to it, depending on how the light hits it.
It's actually kind of funny because I also use color shift paint on mine, but his is green. It goes from green to like purple.
Oh, yeah. Well,
because I was like, that's what space is made of.
Space.
At least if you look at the space map, it's all shiny and chrome and whatnot.
Again, all is shiny and chrome.
Yeah.
I think that's it right now. I haven't picked up my Inhumans yet. With the weather, I said I was going to pick it up later this week, but with my store, we have a standing. I'm buying everything Marvel, so he always pre-orders stuff for me.
Nice.
So if I'm not going to use it, it gets put on eBay, and I'm thinking about putting some stuff on Etsy. We'll see.
Yeah, Etsy's pretty good. Yeah. I personally have been doing a little bit different with my Inhumans when I built them. Crystal, instead of going ahead and making the water come around her, I specifically chose the base with the sewer grate and put Crystal herself off to the side. And so mine looks like the water's coming out like a lance.
Oh, nice.
Because I was like, if I'm going to play her, she's got to be close to get that machine gun effect off. So no defense, only offense.
Yes.
If done right, no can defend.
Exactly.
So, and I am right now working on trying to figure out. I put Lockjaw on the base where it looks like he's running down a sidewalk. Mm-hmm. So instead of having the base with the manhole cover on top, it's the sidewalk. And I'm like, well, what would be really cool is if I made it look like he was popping out of a portal, since that's his whole shtick.
Yeah.
So I'm right now trying to figure out. And if y'all got any ideas, put in the comments below, please, because I need to figure out how to make it look like the bestest boy is running through space.
I cannot wait to destroy Lockjaw. I just cannot wait.
You can't. He's going to keep running from you. You're going to be so mad.
I'm going to turn one day's Lockjaw whenever I fight him because everyone's going to be playing him.
Why? You hate fun?
Yes. Is that what this is? I play Black Order. I hate fun.
Okay, well, that's... I'm not going to argue with that one. That's fair.
All right, let's move over to our main topic of today, the league play.
Oh, yes.
All right, so this is going to be an 8-week league that we're playing in. It's got a little bit of tweak rules for us. All of the players, we get a 7-character like permanent roster. And every week we can have 3 flex characters that we can move in and out.
Yep. And then for the tactics cards, we get 5 permanent tactics cards and 3 flex tactics cards for the week, just like the roster.
Yeah. And at any point, you can, when you submit your list, you can switch out your scenarios. So your secures and your extracts, you can mix it up,
Yep.
But as I think with most people, we're pretty stagnant on that front.
Oh, yeah.
You figure out what scenarios you want to play and you just stick to that. Those are your missions.
You know, it's funny. I legitimately have only switched out 2 things this entire time.
Yeah.
Just 2.
Yeah. So. For me, I think I've switched up like maybe 4 things.
What? I don't believe that.
But
You play the same thing every time.
I pretty much play the same thing, so it doesn't matter. But when we get into our specific list, we'll discuss more about that. So all of the rosters are public, so you can always see who you're fighting and what they have. But the thing is, you can't really tailor because you have to submit your list and then you find out who you're playing. So you can kind of tailor to what you have available, but it's not specifically you're going to say, oh, I'm fighting Foster. I know this character is going to screw him. Let me play it.
Yeah, which is actually one of the things I really like about this is because it is very, very difficult to say, oh, well, I know exactly what I'm going to fight in the next week, because you really don't. So it forces people to just play more generalist instead of trying to come up with a strategy to beat Black Order or to beat Asgard.
Yeah. So you can also play on TTS or play live in person. Here in Texas, we're almost back to normal with things being open. So as long as you're masked up, you can play in person.
Yeah. So still not the best situation, but we're getting there.
Yeah. For terrain, it's 12 pieces, no more, no less, just 12 pieces. And we use the strict terrain when playing on TTS.
Yeah. Which I've found is usually the most balanced.
Yeah.
Because I actually tried out some of the just kind of a side note, some of the not so strict terrain, and it was a weird thing where it was like tiers and to go up a wall, you had to be a certain size. And if you want to jump across this thing, you had to be a certain size. I was like, that's too many rules. I'm not a very smart man. So
the beginning of the league, surprisingly, we had, I think, 22 players.
It was 22 players.
Yeah. So that was a lot of people really eager to throw some dice.
Which is good. I mean, it's especially good for a game as young as Marvel Crisis Protocol.
Yeah.
Because it's only been out for what, a year, 2 years now?
I think a little bit over a year.
Yeah.
With COVID out, everything is a time warp anyway. So
that's true. But I'm really glad it survived. It's one of my favorite games, so I'm really glad that it has continued on.
Okay. So here comes one of the somewhat controversial things about the league. Okay, so the way that the league is matched is Swiss style, and it's dependent on your win-loss, your wins and losses. But the main goal in the league is to score league points. And there's a couple of different actions that can award you league points. So first off, winning a league game gets you 3 points. Having a painted roster gives you 1 point. You can only score that once.
Yeah, I was going to say, and I think that's only at the end of the week, at the end of the league. Yeah. So as long as your 10-man roster for that week is painted, you get that league point.
Yeah. The next one is I can do this all day. In around 6 with one character remaining, you get 1 point. You have unlimited power. Spend 10 power from one character in a single activation. You can only get that once per game, and that's also 1 point.
Which is always funny to watch people do because they sometimes do things that make no sense to get that 1 point.
Perfectly balanced. Field a team with no affiliation bonus and equal representation from 2 or more factions. I don't think anyone's gotten that yet. That's 1 point.
I don't think I've seen anybody get that one yet.
Now, if you're winning that way, I mean, maybe you're just the dopest player and I don't know it yet.
He is a god.
Should have gone for the head. KO the enemy team leader, 1 point.
I know you have gotten that one like 19 times.
I think I've gotten it every time but one.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Inflict 3 special conditions upon a single character. Once per game, you get 1 point. Having a character receive at least 5 damage in a single attack. Once per game, you get 1 point. The strongest choices require the strongest wills. Have a single character control 3 or more extract tokens at the end of a round, once per game, also 1 point. And the last one, days 2 or more characters in one activation is 1 point. And you can only get that once per game.
Yep.
So there's a lot of, I guess, aggro ways of scoring points in the league, which I enjoy a lot, because the way I like to play is I'm going to get in your face and I'm going to remove your face.
Yep. And that is not how I play.
So
I like to grapple and control the situation. I like to play characters with moves, pushes, and throws quite a bit. So I'm not winning on points.
Well, we haven't got there yet. You're spoiling it. You're spoiling it.
Spoilers.
So, I mean, for the league, instead of making it that the main goal wins and losses, they made the goal scoring league points. This way, even if you lose, there's a chance that you can still participate, because as someone who's seen like 2-day tournaments and stuff like that, if people rack up 1 or 2 losses, they'll drop because they feel like they can't win.
Yeah, it's always sad when you'll see a first day 2-day tournament and you'll have over 100 participants, and then you come the next day and out of nowhere those 100 participants have been whittled down to about 40 people.
Yeah,
it's tough to see.
Yeah. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, I've lost too much. I can't win. I'm out." But with the league points, there's a chance that, oh, you lost, but you kept scoring up points. You can still win. But the opposite of that is, oh, you could be winning, but not winning league wise, and not have the points to be in first.
Yeah. Which we will talk about here in a moment.
Yeah. So basically, at the end of 8 weeks, it's going to go by league points, and then if that's tied, it goes by wins. If that's tied, actually, I think they got rid of them. Actually,
I was going to say, because I don't think that anybody's been recording their victory points.
Yeah, he told us to stop recording victory points because he thought league points and wins would be enough.
Yeah. I'm guessing, though, if it's not, it's going to come down to ritualistic combat.
Yes.
Highlander style.
Mutual combat.
It's going to give you 2 swords. Hopefully they're sharpened, and go out in the parking lot. Whoever comes back wins.
Okay, Foster. So what are you playing for the league?
So I'm actually playing Dash Guard for the league. And right now, my list is Angela, Enchantress, Ghost Spider, Mind Gem, Loki, Proxima, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Thor, and Valkyrie. My tactics cards are Advanced R&D, all webbed up, no matter the cost, Hired Muscle, Odin's Blessing, Rainbow Bridge, Med Pack, and Field Dressing. The crises that I have been playing are Panic Grips the City as evacuation efforts continue, Spider-Infected invade Manhattan, Fear grips the world as Worthy terrorize cities, Demons Downtown has our comeuppance come due, Deadly Meteors mutate civilians, and Mutant Magnet. As you can see, I very much enjoy the idea of controlling the board.
Seems like it.
And so what are you running?
Surprise, surprise. I'm playing Black Order.
What?
So my list right now is Black Dwarf, Infinity Gem Reality, Black Widow, base Black Widow, Corvus, Proxima Midnight, Thanos, and Valkyrie. And my flex, I have the Mind Gem, MODOK, and Time Gem.
I probably should have told you who my flexes were. I apologize. I'll do that here in a second.
It's all good. Yeah. My flexes were the Mind Gem, MODOK, and Time Gem, which in retrospect, I should have switched that around. Like Black Dwarf really should have been a flex.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it is what it is. I've got All You've Got, Blind Obsession, Blood to Spare, Doom Prophecy, and Field Dressing as, my permanent. And I feel like Field Dressing should have been in the flex because I haven't been playing it, or I bring it and don't use it.
Yeah.
I've got Sucker as a flex, no matter the cost, and Execute. And not tactics cards. My missions are Demons Downtown, Infinity Formula, Portals Overrun, Alien Ships Crash, Spider Infected, and Struggle for the Cube.
Yeah. So my flexes right now are Proxima and the 2 Spider-Men.
And why did you choose Proxima?
So it's funny. I chose Proxima because for a long time I was not able to get the Inflict 3. And ever since I've flexed her in, I haven't used her once. I just keep finding I'm like, I can't justify bringing her. So it's okay. I play pretty much the same grouping anyway.
Yeah, I find I have my base. For my list, it's always going to be these 13 points. Thanos, Corvus, and Proxima, and then gems, and then whoever I can afford as a fourth. That's pretty much what I play every time.
Also, I made a mistake earlier. I told everybody that I had no matter the cost. I forgot that I took that out last week for Trip Up.
Yeah.
And that actually was what got me the 3 conditions this week.
Oh man, that's a great card. I wonder who suggested you play that.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah,
it was
some scrub on the internet.
Some scrub on the internet.
All right, Foster. How have your games gone? Let's talk about your games and any standouts you've had so far.
Well, my games for the most part have gone really well. To be honest with you, at the moment, I'm currently the only undefeated player in the league.
And you're 5-0, right?
Yeah, I'm 5-0 at the moment. I haven't played my game this week though, so we'll see if I can maintain my undefeated status in the league. But to be honest, they've all been great games. I've been able to say that all of my opponents so far have been great guys. I've had a lot of fun playing against them. There's been a couple times where the dice were on my side, and there's been a couple times where the tactics just really kind of came in. And by tactics, I mean tactical retreats. So finding that you can run halfway across a map with an injured Angela is hilarious to find out, especially when you're fighting kingpins, which I've done a couple times.
Silly kingpin.
I always feel bad. It's one of those things that unless Kingpin can daze Angela, he's just sitting there for the rest of the game because he's like, I can't catch you, so there's no point with my small movement trying to come for you.
Mm-hmm.
And Angela's just like, whoop, 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 running away. So in your ideal match, what mission are you playing? So every time I get the opportunity, I play Panic.
Okay.
Because I'm playing Hired Muscle. And so my opening gamut is usually I will run forward with either Angela or on the opposite side. Usually Thor, because he's got really good defenses. I'll run up. I will move the opposing side's little man to me. I'll pick him up. I'll move the other civilian back to. So it's a lot easier for my side to pick it back up. And I just play secures at that point. I make sure that I'm taking care of myself by constantly healing with med pack. The one mistake I think I made was I put field dressing in, and I just don't find that I use it all that often.
Yeah, same boat as me. It's like in concept is a good card, but most of the times you just never.
Yeah, I don't use it. If somebody has dealt enough damage to an Asgardian to daze them, they've dealt enough damage for the Asgardian to really just daze them back.
Yeah.
And at that point, it's like, okay, well, I've dealt a ton of damage to you. I've taken back my person, and I'm probably just going to send them home at this point.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of my list is I'm going to, over 2 turns, score roughly 6 points in secures alone. Sorry, in extracts alone. And then from there, I just got to hold a couple secures. Well, I usually find by about turn 3, I'm in double digits. Yeah. So as long as I've been playing smart, I just send 3 civilians home at that point and win the game on turn 3 or 4.
Yeah, because
depending on how things are going.
Yeah, you just need 6 power to get rid of civilian, and because you're getting 2 power from being Asgard every turn, only thing you have to do is do a little damage or get hit one time, and you're like, okay, the civilian's going home. Here's 2 points.
Yeah. And so, or with Loki, because I played Mind Stone on Loki, he's getting 3 power a turn.
Yeah.
And he is incredibly frustrating to play against.
Very.
Yeah, I was going to say, I fought him for the first time, really, was it last night?
Yeah.
When I fought you, and I was like, is that what I've been doing to people? Oh, that is a monster. I'm a monster, yeah. And you weren't even playing Mind Stone.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, it's very much a control aspect of things, and it's been working out pretty well for me so far. So
good stuff. Yeah. Currently myself, I am 6-2. Sorry, not 6-2 words. That's what I'm going to be at the end, but I am 4-2 right now. So I got to play my 6th week opponent Saturday before this Arctic chill came down here in Texas.
Yeah.
So far it's been good stuff. Actually, my first loss was against Greg Webster, one of the hosts of Recalibration Matrix, and Foster will be playing him this week.
So I got to get some revenge.
Yeah, I lost against his the Crime Syndicate, which it was a pretty bloody game, and it actually got down to me doing one Cosmic Blast with Thanos to try to KO his last character. I rolled 8 dice. The character only had 3 health left. He rolled no defense, and I couldn't roll 3 damage with 8 dice with rerollables. Thanos was injured already. I could have re-rolled 2 dice and still couldn't get 3 damage. I was very shocked by that.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, so I KO'd all of his characters. It was just Thanos fighting against Bullseye. And the game said no win for you.
Bullseye was just like, never mind.
But ironically, in that game, I scored more points than my opponent who won the game. Yeah. He only scored 5 league points and I scored 6. So technically, I lost that game, but I won the game because of how the league is set up.
Yeah.
They'll show you.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I guess that is where kind of the frustration comes in. Yeah, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah, and the other game that I lost, I was playing against, I guess, Asgard with A-Force. Well, not with A-Force. Asgard with She-Hulk, basically.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Asgardians in this league as well. Like, Asgard is really the most represented.
It is the most represented, yeah. I think followed by Crime Syndicate.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I chose Asgard because I thought that A-Force would be the most represented. And I was like, I don't want to be like everybody else. And
now you like everybody else.
Not to be like everybody else made me like everybody else.
Yeah, I made some some ill tactical decisions in this game, and instead of focusing down She-Hulk, I think I took out Loki first, and it kind of let She-Hulk do as she pleased, and her doing as she pleased is not good for me. So I ended up losing that one. But even with a loss, I scored 5 points in the league. So ironically, I'm scoring as many points as Foster is for a win in a lot of his games.
Yep.
So I think currently right now in the league, I'm at... Oh, I got to do math. Hold on. I'm calculating.
You should be at like 35.
I think I was at 27, right?
And then you got 8 in your last match.
Oh yeah. So I'm at 35. And what are you at?
Well, I haven't played this week, but I'm at 24. Yeah. But if I continue with the average of what I've been getting, I will go up to, if I win, I've been on average able to score about 2 additional points. So that will
get 5.
I will get 5. Yeah, if I win. So that'll put me up to 29 if I'm able to win this week.
Yeah.
But that's just it. I don't think that there's any way that I will be able to make up those points, even with constant victory.
Yeah. Because my last game, I got 8 points, and that's like the max you can feasibly get, because that's without doing something like the perfectly balanced team or the hardest choices. Because hardest choices, you can only get that on 2 extracts, I think. Yeah, you can get it on
cubes and hammers.
Yeah, cubes and hammers. That's it. So if you're not playing that, you can never get this extra point.
And considering if I get secures, I always go with one of the 2 civilian ones.
Yeah.
Because I'm playing hired muscle. Why wouldn't I?
And I guess the only other one I could have done was I can do this all day, but I mean, if I'm winning, my characters aren't going to be KO'd.
Yeah. Why would you let all your other characters get KO'd to be with one person left for the victory?
Yeah. So, I mean, I didn't know what the rules were. I didn't tailor my list for this league. This is just what I play, and it coincided with the extra points that I can get. Because basically in every game, I get not KO the leader, inflict 3 special conditions, and KO or daze 2 characters in 1 turn. I basically always get those, and sometimes I get the spend 10 power in a turn.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because in my last match, I was like, Kuyo, I gotta get ahead of him. You know, I wanna be able to score as many points as possible. So I did silly stuff. Like with Loki, I was able to get 10 power. I was like, okay, illusions with I am a god. With another illusions with I am a god. And just to make sure I spent 10 because I wanted to try my best to get ahead of you.
Yeah.
But so I was like, yeah, I'm doing goofy things at this point to try and score points.
But the way I want to play, like spending 10 points, I'm probably going to do that anyway.
Yeah.
With Thanos, I'm like, I'm manipulating the entire board. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to move your character. I'm going to move another one of your characters. I'm going to move one of my characters, and I'm going to Cosmic Blast. And okay, well, I think I just spent enough points right there.
Yeah.
2, 4, 6. Or I need to spend 1 more. But yeah, something like that. Like I usually always spend my points because that's how I have to play the game.
That's decree comes in there usually somewhere.
Yeah.
So, and that would get you the 2 additional. But yeah, it's tough. It's like I said, and I'm not complaining about the points at all. I'm not. I'm here to have fun. I'm here to play with good games with people. But I mean, I am a competitive player too. I enjoy the competitive aspects of things, and I want to try and score as many points. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't want to fight you. I want to hold on to civilians. I don't want to use power. I want to hold on to civilians and then send them home.
Yeah, I mean, only suggestion I could see maybe for the next league, add something in, be like, if you hold a secure for 3 turns, you get 1 point.
Yeah, or moving enemy characters X amount of times.
Oh, please, then I can get 1 point with Thanos.
Well, I mean, you're playing, it's fine. It's just for me, it's one of those, the 3 status effects is tough with Asgard.
Yeah, and it just, I mean, yeah. I just need to do 1 attack with Proxima and do some damage. Like she's got to.
I literally put Trip Up in there so that I could get it.
Yeah,
because with Thor, yeah, I can do 4 Asgard and then throw a hammer at you to give you shock. But then I have to rely on Loki's frost beam to deal damage.
Yeah.
And the likelihood of a four dice attack dealing damage is low.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's one of those things. That's why I put it in. I was like, well, at least with the hammer, it's 5 dice. I got a fairly good chance of dealing 1 damage.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That is my one thing is that even if I don't lose a single game in this entire thing, at this point I will still lose. I could be undefeated and still lose the thing.
Yeah.
So I think my one suggestion would also be the next time we do it that we have kind of like what 40K used to do, where it was you had best general and you had Renaissance man and give a couple avenues for victory.
Yeah, best overall or Renaissance man, whatever you want to call it. But we'll see how it goes. Yeah,
because I mean, this could all be moot. It could be that I end up losing against my next opponent, and that's fair. I mean, my opponent is literally only one loss behind me, so he's obviously very good. So it could be that I end up losing to him, and my unbroken streak is broken.
It's funny. My last opponent, he was like, "Yeah, I only have 1 win and 4 losses, but because of points, he's still like middle of the pack because he scores a lot of points. Even in our game, it was 8-5, so he lost and still scored like a winning amount of points.
He scored what I score.
Yeah."
Well, that's the interesting thing is I don't want to take that away from people. I think it's a good thing. It's one of the things I applaud this league for doing is because so often you see people just leave because they don't feel like there's anything left for them. And I don't want that for this game. I want people to be able to enjoy themselves. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, I just want to be told I'm pretty.
Yeah, well, so what is your goal for, I guess, the upcoming weeks? Are you thinking about changing anything from your list, or are you going to keep everything the same?
I'm just going to keep everything the same, to be honest with you. I mean, it's all working. There's no real point in changing things as they are at the moment. So if it's working, it's working.
Yeah. I'm still messing around with, do I want to put Trip Up in, take out Execute? I like the concept of Sucker, but in my last game, I never used it.
I don't even know what Sucker does.
So Sucker is an interesting card. It's a aggressive mindset. So basically with Sucker, if you have 2 characters near a wounded opposing character, that means he's injured. He's on his flip side. You both can spend a amount of power, and it drains that power from the opposing character.
Okay. That's
so you just got to have 2 ally characters within 3 of them. So it's cool so my battle plan is, okay, I'm going to grab someone and have Proxima and Corvus beat the crap out of them on one flank. On the other flank, Thanos and whoever the 4th person is going to do damage to them. I'm going to retain priority because I'm only playing with 4 characters, and with Proxima and Corvus is basically I have 3 characters.
Yeah.
So that means that I can KO the wounded person, but on the other flank, that means that Thanos and whoever he's with is going to get retaliation from the other person that has a crap ton of power.
Okay.
So if I daze 2 characters, On the other side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drain Thanos and I'm going to drain the other character so the retaliation I get back isn't as bad. And I can just I can KO one person, take damage with Thanos or the other person, and then KO another character on turn 2.
That's nice.
Yeah. So it's a way of weakening the retaliation I get back.
I like it.
But in my last game, I guess I didn't have a chance to use it. I think I really just dogpiled She-Hulk. Yeah, that's when I was fighting She-Hulk. So it took Proxima, Corvus, and Thanos to take her out.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
And he actually dazed Thanos on turn 1. I think I lost Thanos on turn 2. Turn 2 or 3. Yeah.
When I came in, I was like, how is Thanos dead?
Well, I mean, She-Hulk with power.
That's what I gotta say. It was She-Hulk.
Yeah. I learned from my last time fighting She-Hulk, and I'm like, I need to get rid of her ASAP. She needs to go away.
Yeah. She is a beast unto herself.
Yeah. But if instead of using a sucker, if I would have had Trip Up in that situation, I could have, stopped her from doing so much damage. But
yeah, that's true. See, I like Trip Up because of that stagger effect. It's like you said, sucker is good, but especially for you, Trip Up is dealing that much damage onto somebody as you do. Yeah, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I just didn't flex it in this week. I still like Execute, even though you don't like it. I've done some great things with Execute and just taking out characters.
Yeah, I'm warming up to it if it makes you feel better.
It's like, okay, I'm stupid. I'm tired of this stupid hoary wisdom. Oh, look at me, I'm Dr. Strange. No, die. Just go away.
I've only done that to you 3 times. You'll be fine.
I'm tired of him buffing everyone's defense. I'm just like, no, here's 10 dice. I don't want you to exist anymore.
I want you to die.
So we'll see for my last 2. I'm wondering who I'm going to play. With everything shifting so much, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be fighting Jared pretty soon because he's 4-1.
Yeah.
So we'll see how he does in his next match. And you've already fought him because I think bracket wise, you're in top with 5-0, and then Greg Webster is 4-1, and Jared is 4-1.
Yep.
And then we're up to like people who are 3-2 or 4-2 in my case if they've gotten their last game in.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, that's why I'm like, yeah, I don't like to be cocky with these kinds of things. So I'm not going to say I'm going to be winning my next one. We'll see if I can maintain my win streak or not. We're at the big boy table. So,
but I think
big boy and girl.
I think right now I just need to be comfortably getting. Even if I got like 3 points for the next 2 games, I think I would still win.
Yeah, probably because I'm the next in line, and like we said, if I went ahead and scored 5 in this upcoming game, that would still only put me at 29 points, which means that you're still 6 points ahead of me.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's going to be tough. It's going to be one of those that I'm going to have a hard time making that catch up. I think at this point, I just want to try and remain undefeated. That will be my victory if I can do that.
And that's why I'm going to ask the organizer to have us fight in the last week. I need to crush you.
Oh. Why though? I thought we were buddies.
Well, we're all children of Thanos.
I also don't want you to feel too bad when I beat you. So
we'll see. But with that, I think that's going to be closing of the podcast. Any remarks you want to add, Foster?
Yeah, I look forward to fighting my opponent. I look forward to the remaining games. And I hope everybody stays safe.
All right. Stay warm. Make sure to like the podcast, leave a comment, and subscribe.
Yep.
All right. Peace.